Welcome to BestElectricBikes.com. Today we're taking a look at the Specialized Turbo Como. So this is Specialized e-cruiser type bike. It is a very comfortable ride. You sit upright. It's great for cruising around town. It's perfect for new e-bike owners because it's very comfortable geometry. It's easy to get on and off. This is a Class 3 e-bike, so it does go up to 28 miles an hour with pedal assist. So you got some pretty good power in there with a hardy Brose motor and a nice size battery. Let's take a look at the specs. All right, let's take a look at the frame on the Turbo Como. So you've got a rigid frame, so no suspension in the front or rear, but it's very comfortable. You'll notice here you've got kind of a swooping front fork right there, which pushes that front tire ahead just a little bit, and it kind of accentuates that upright position. You've got swept back handlebars right here with nice body geometry, contour grips that are very comfortable. You've got a nice wide saddle with elastomer bumpers underneath. And just the geometry of it, you sit upright, which is comfortable, especially just for cruising around town. The bike weighs about 48 pounds, so it is on the heavier side, but the weight is low and centered. So once again, Specialized has tucked their battery in this down tube. So the battery's right here. You can see you can lock it. It's both lockable and removable. And you do have an easy charging port right there on the side. So right here on the top of the battery, that's how you power it up. But you can see it's just kind of streamlined, which is really nice. Just flows with that frame. You've got two different frame options on the Como. This is the high step. So you can see that this top tube is high, but it's not all the way up. So you can still get on and off it relatively easily. And then they do have a step-through version where they take this top tube and it comes down really close above that battery. So different options. And then you got three different frame sizes. There's a small, medium large, and an extra large on the frame. The pedals, they come with a flat pedal. You've got reflectors here on the side, and these have a nice grip tape surface, so they work really well. You could even wear them with like sandals or flip-flops or something like that. So no matter where you go, those pedals should work with pretty much any shoe. And then of course, I like how they've moved their kickstand back so it doesn't impede with that pedal at any point. You don't get any pedal lock, and the kickstand's easy to use. One thing, the kickstand's a little pointy, so I have noticed that it kind of goes down into the ground a little bit, but that's really the only issue. So really comfortable frame design on the Turbo Como. The Como features 27.5-inch tires. So you've got a pretty good sized tire on this comfortable e-cruiser. Each tire is 2.3 inches wide, which really gives you some width when you're rolling over light trails, maybe even grass or a little bit of dirt. So that extra width just kind of adds some stability. These are Nimbus 2 sport tires. So, and you'll see they have a nice street tread on them. So even though they're larger and a little bit wider, they're still best for just kind of around town riding. There's not a lot of grip to them, so it's not like you'd want to go off-road with these tires. They do have the nice reflective wall striping along the side, which increases your visibility when riding through traffic, which is a nice addition. And they also have the Schrader valves, so you can refill them at any gas station just using an air tank. The Como 4.0 comes with fenders. So as you can see, you've got these nice extended fenders on both the front and the rear. They protect you while riding so that you don't get splashed and flip up on your clothes. The fenders are just a little bit pliable so that they don't snap or break. So they're a sturdy plastic, and then you have stainless steel attachments on both the front and the rear. The Como features a mid-drive motor. So that means that your motor is low and centered. It's right down here in between the pedals. This is a Brose motor, which is a really high quality motor. It provides up to 72 Newton meters of torque. So you got a lot of power. Nominal watts is 250 nominal, and it goes up to like 520 peak watts. So a lot of power here in this motor. It's street tuned, so it's designed to support riding around town, cruising, light bike trails, stuff like that. And it's really quiet. That's the one thing I love about the Brose motors, is that they're known for being really quiet. You can ride your bike and you don't come up behind people like you're on a motorcycle. So really nice motor on the Como. As I pointed out before, your battery is tucked right here into the down tube. So here is your lock. You can unlock it to remove it from the bike if you want to take it inside and charge it, or you can charge it right on the bike. So it comes with a 4-volt charger, and you just got a Rosenberg plug that makes it real easy to charge. So you can charge it in your garage. If you need to, you can take this battery out and charge it inside. The high step is a little easier to get the battery in and out. The low step, you'll notice that top tube comes down really low. So getting that battery in and out is a little tricky. Just kind of be aware of that. But you can, you've got your on-off button right here on the top of the battery, and it does have a little bit of a power display, which is nice. The battery is 500 watt hours, which will give you a pretty good range on this bike. You're looking at between 25 to 60 miles. So the combination of the battery and the motor makes this a really good bike for cruising around town, headed to the beach, hanging out with friends. The Como is a 10-speed, so you've got 10 different gearing options on this bike, and it's got a really nice setup, a shifter setup. So up here, this is a Shimano Dior rapid fire shifter system, so you can easily go up or down quickly between gears. There's also a gear display right here on your right handlebar, which is really convenient when you're trying to figure out what gear you're in rather than having to look down. You've just got that display right there. So you can see here at the back, you've got an 11 to 42 tooth sprocket in the back, so nice range back there, and then a 48 tooth chain ring in the front. Also, right here is a nice chain guard. You can see kind of tucks that chain, keeps it up right close to the frame of the bike. And you can even see there's a little indentation right here to make room for that chain. It holds it in line so that even as you move through gears, you're not gonna drop your chain or have any other issues. Your chain stay right here has a little protective, just kind of a sticker on the top, I guess, but it just kind of protects that chain stay from chain slaps and other little chinks that might come up and hit your chainstay. So this bike has Shimano brakes, and you've got a nice hydraulic braking system. So you can see right here, you've got 180 millimeter rotors on the front. These are forced piston brakes, and you've got 160 millimeter rotors on the back. So good braking power. The one thing that people sometimes don't realize with e-bikes is because they get to speed really quickly and easily, you need sufficient braking power to both manage the speed and slow the bike when needed. And these Shimano brakes are really responsive and keep the bike nice and safe. All right, one of my favorite parts of any e-bike video is the test drive. And I love this specialized turbo Como, super comfortable. The cup saddle is just contoured enough that it feels comfortable, not gonna get saddle sore. I really like the display, especially the fact that the console is just right here in the center. That makes it easy to see. Right over here on the left, I can toggle through the screens. So there's different display screens, and there's a set button up here at the top. So if I hit that, it'll take us, now we've got our average mile per hour with a timer at the bottom. There it gives me my current mile per hour, power. This next screen gives me calories, maintaining that current mile per hour there at the top. And there we're back to max power. So odometer and average. So let's go back to mile per hour, wattage at the bottom. So even though this bike doesn't have any suspension, this little bit of bumpiness here on the bridge, it isn't uncomfortable at all. It still feels really pretty smooth. And I love these handlebars. The body contour grips are really comfortable. All right, so you can see here on the side, I've got 1, 2, and 3 bars. That indicates my level of assist. So right now I'm at level 2. Over here on the left, if I press the plus button, it's gonna take me to that level 3 assist. So maintaining roughly the same cadence, it's gonna kick up my speed. Now the nice thing with the Como is you have gearing options. So I can increase my pedal resistance, which automatically will bump up my speed because the Como has a torque sensor in it. So it can tell how hard you're pushing against those pedals and it will adjust assist accordingly. So I'm going to slow back down. I'm going to hang on to that increased resistance from the lower gear, but slow up just a little bit here with a little less assist. All right, so we're coming up on a big hill up here. I think it's like a 12% grade. So we're gonna take that hill. Right now I'm just nice and easy, level 1 assist. Let's add just a little more. So you can hear how quiet that bike is. I mean, the motor makes like hardly any noise. And the brakes are super smooth. Level 2 assist, let's add just a little more. Hi there. All right, I'm gonna hang on to that level 3 assist, but I'm at a little more resistance on the pedals. There we go. Just kind of kicks up that speed a little. Let's take this last little incline right here. So you can see there's a little bit of shifting noise when I'm working at an incline. But as soon as it levels out, it's nice and easy. So in conclusion, you can see that the Specialized Turbo Como is a really fun bike. We particularly like the 4.0 model. You're getting just a few upgrades and accessories that are really handy, especially for an e-cruiser for riding around town. The fenders and the lights, we highly recommend looking at the models that include the fenders and the lights. This is a great option for anybody that's looking for their first e-bike. It's easy to handle. The shifting is smooth. It has good brakes. It's easy to get on and off. So especially that step-thru frame makes it so that pretty much anybody can ride it. The upright positioning where your torso is more in line and you don't have to hunch over. You got those wide swept back handlebars, makes it really comfortable while you're just kind of navigating the trails. So there's lots of things that we really like about the Specialized Turbo Como. For a detailed written review, check us out at bestelectricbikes.com. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, give us a like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you again soon.